Tonight, we turn to someone who is standing by Trump, Boris Epshteyn, a veteran of both Trump campaigns and the Trump White House, where he was a special assistant. He's also a licensed attorney with a JD from Georgetown Law. Boris, thanks for joining me tonight.
Ari, great to be with you, and thanks for the wonderful reading of my resume.
There it is. We do a lot of resumes when we introduce people. Let me start with the legal problems facing the former president. As you know, it's a lot of evidence against him, encouraging violence by supporters for years, trying to illegally steal the 2020 election, trying to use that January 6th certification to overthrow the results. That was his goal. That's not in doubt. Summoning supporters then on January 6th, as you know, telling them to march on the Capitol and, quote, fight. And Steve Bannon, now recently pardoned, said on January 5th, the day before, that the rally would be extraordinarily different. All I can say is strap in. Your response to all of that evidence offered that Donald Trump was inciting this?
Thanks so much, Ari. All that evidence is absolute nonsense. I was at this speech on January 6th, and President Trump said specifically, I'm surprised you didn't put this quote up there, that people should march peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol. Peacefully and patriotically. No incitement there whatsoever. In terms of trying to steal the election, talking about election fraud, voter fraud, bringing up specifics, talking about the over 200,000 unlawful ballots in Wisconsin, over 400,000 allegedly unlawful ballots in Georgia, is not an attempt to steal an election. It's an attempt, and it's an honest path toward discussing voter fraud, election fraud, and multiple violations of the Article 2 of the Constitution that occurred throughout this past election.
Boris, you're quoting some of Donald Trump's words on January 6th, but as you know as a lawyer, the fact that there was a word that was not illegal or acceptable doesn't cancel everything out. If Tony Soprano orders a hit and then also says on the side, hey, everyone, be peaceful, it doesn't cancel it out. And this is what I'm pressing you on. This is going to be at the trial. There isn't a factual debate over Donald Trump encouraging violence. You know he's done that for years. So does your argument boil down to the claim that, yes, I'm going to finish the question and then I'm going to let you respond, Boris. You've done this before. You know how these interviews work. Does your argument boil down to the claim that while he did encourage violence before, he didn't mean it this time on January 6th?
No, it does not. The argument has three vectors. Vector one is the fact that this whole process is unconstitutional. You cannot have an impeachment trial for a former president. The whole structure of impeachment is structured around an official who's currently in office. Jonathan Turley, no fan of the president, has written extensively on this. So number one, the trial is unconstitutional. Number two, there was absolutely no incitement.
Let me take these one at a time, and then I'll let you continue. So you said number one. We'll put up number one, that former officials. No, we're going to go in order. We can both count. Former officials can be banned in office. So fact check what Mr. Epshteyn just told our viewers is not constitutionally true. Let me read from this and let me read, and you'll find out along with everyone else. The Constitution empowers the Senate to bar convicted officials from office. Fact. The Senate has actually barred 3 officials from office after impeachment and conviction. The thing you just referred to has already happened. That's precedent. And the Senate has convicted officials after they left office. Boris, I need our viewers to have those facts on point one. Sure. You could continue on to other points with your time.
You referenced Belknap there, the 1876 issue around the Secretary of War. Belknap, he actually was not convicted by the Senate. There has never been a trial of a former president. We don't even know who would preside over such a trial. Is it the Chief Justice? It's not, because the Chief Justice presides over a trial of a current president. You cannot remove a former president, and the only powers given are to remove and disqualify. You can't hold
that was your point one. Since we can both count, that was one. I've fact-checked it. Do you want to go on to two? I want to let you use your time.
Well, let's go to two. Number two, the president, as I already said, specifically stated march peacefully and patriotically, no incitement whatsoever. And if you look at the timeline, if you look at the video of what actually happened, the riot at the Capitol, which I absolutely condemn, as has the president, started before the president was done speaking. That's number two. Number three.
Let's stay on number two. I told you we'd go piece by piece.
To talk about election fraud.
I told you we'd go piece by piece. You're going 2 to 3, Boris. I got to hang you up. Number two. Okay. I want to play for you Donald Trump, what he said about these rioters, what he said to incite, what he said calling them special, and all of that, even after their crimes were on air. Take a look at that, the praise.
and we're going to have to fight much harder. You'll never take back our country with weakness.
The people of the country are angry.
And we fight. We fight like hell. We love you. You're very special.
You didn't play
We
the
love
go
you. You're
home in
very
peace
special.
part.
I want you to respond, sir. Hold on. This is serious business.
That's so funny.
We love you. You're very special. He said it to the people you saw on screen while they did their crimes. Was that wrong? Should he take it back? Do you love them? Are they still very special?
All right, I love how fired up you are, but you did not play the part where the president specifically condemned violence, specifically said go home in peace. That was completely selective, and it's a joke. Frankly, you should fire whoever put that together for you because it is not truthful. That was a disgusting lie, what you just played. It was
We're not,
it was
Boris,
completely
we're
selective.
not here for your advice on how to do what I do, and I'm not, by the way, asking you to fire anyone who works for you. So you're out of order.
I'm just
Final
dealing-
question
I'm
on
not
Mitch
out of order.
McConnell.
You
Final
lied in
question
that
on Mitch
clip.
McConnell. Listen
What
to
about
Mitch
number three?
McConnell. Take a listen.
The mob was fed lies. They were provoked by the president and other powerful people. And they tried to use fear and violence to stop a specific proceeding of the first branch of the federal government, which they did not like.
Republican leader Senator McConnell says Donald Trump provoked this. Is he right or wrong?
Wrong. I disagree with Leader McConnell. Then the third point is this. It is not incitement. It is not insurrection. It's not sedition to talk about voter fraud, election fraud. It is not insurrection to oppose and raise objections. Nancy Pelosi supported objections to the certification of President Trump's election in 2016. Jamie Raskin, one of the managers for the House Democrats, has brought up objections before. It is under the United States Constitution. It is pursuant to our First Amendment to make these statements, to object, and to discuss the real election fraud, the real voter fraud that happened in this last election.
Boris, you got your time. Some of what you said was false, and we clarified that in real time for the viewers. Some of what you said is your rightful defense of Donald Trump. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Ari.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.